And adjusting the economy the way that we're doing it now also means that you'll have the option to donate to agencies like NASA. You'll be able to donate to places like SpaceX to be able to help improve their technology, to help improve the chances of being able to just fly around in space and develop our technology the way that we can to solve all of our issues nationwide and worldwide. So, along with uh, along with being able to direct finances and the education aspect, we're also going to be implementing some safeguards to ensure that our kids are successful, that they have what they need to be able to get their education at a young age. We're also going to make sure that our teachers are safe and that they have their safeguards, that they are also provided the education and the financial freedom, really, to, or more financial freedom at least, to direct where our money is going, where their money is going. Donating to charities is actually really essential. You know, we do this regularly. I donate to charity. Millions of people here do donate to charity, especially when we've got a disaster that happens. Lahaina, Maui is a good example. The hurricanes that hit down in Florida and Georgia, Alabama, those areas, all of that, we always donate to others, and we should continue doing that. Unfortunately, the donations are only coming from a few people. And when we have more people that are able to donate, the more functional an agency will be able to handle natural disasters, such as the hurricanes and the man-made disaster of Lahaina. There's also, flooding and landslides and earthquakes and volcanoes. We all have to deal with these things. These are features of our planet. So making sure that we have funding for agencies to be able to deal with these disasters is very, very essential. It's incredibly important to make sure that we are able to rebound from these things, from these disasters. So I believe that I also spoke about reducing poverty, reducing homelessness, Poverty Reduction Act. So some of the charities that are going to be listed have to do with making sure that the homeless get off the street, whether they're in a shelter, whether they're able to get help with getting into a place, whether or not it's a hotel or something like that. Just helping to make sure that we get people off the street is really going to not only boost their confidence, it's going to boost us, because then we're not going to be seeing the disasters that the homeless unfortunately tend to make. It's important to get them into shelters, into areas where they can be safe, where we can be part of keeping the area safe, where we can make sure that our areas are, cleaned up and not continually, littered on or littered around and just destroyed. I'm not saying that all homeless do this, but there's a lot of them that do. Unfortunately, not everyone has the ability to help themselves. So it's important for us as a community to come together to help them, one way or the other. We don't have to provide every single thing, but making sure that they have a place to go, at least when they're in transition, having a place where, they can get the services that they need, where they have access to those services as on an as needed basis. All that is really critical for especially the bottom of our economy, the people who are the poorest in poverty. Showing that we actually care, that by giving, not just financially, but with the things that we already do, food and clothing and different essentials like that, showing that really helps to unify a community. And that is what we want. We want unification. There is a lot of unification around already. And, one thing I've noticed that's changed a bit since I was young is that there's not really a lot of neighborhood watch type communities. Now maybe I'm wrong on this, but in specific neighborhoods that I've lived in, especially in Vancouver, there's people who keep an eye out, but there's not really any safeguards. There's not really any safety associated with that. So when I was younger, having that safety net was really great. All of us knew, we knew each other all throughout our blocks, and I lived in the projects, so it was a little different. I was poor, I was poor. I grew up poor, low income, but I loved the area that we lived in, and all of us kids played together. We all went to each other's houses, and we all lived within just a few blocks of each other, and there was a Boys and Girls Club that we all went to. So we were a closer community, and that community feeling really hasn't shown itself very much in the last 20 years. So I'm hoping that we can get that back. There's nothing wrong with getting to know each other on your block. If you're going to be living in the same area, why not? I've made friends on my block. We watch out for each other's animals. We watch out for each other's kids. That's just kind of the way it is. And it's important to be able to do that. All of this really does help. It helps our economy, not only because when we're watching out for each other, we can identify something that another person needs. We can go to a neighbor and say, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar? I'll get you back tomorrow. There's nothing wrong with that. Trading like that is something that, people have done for the longest time. A lot of us have been really consumed by purchasing, by the idea of going to the store and buying something. So being able to get that community feeling back, being able to have that comfortable of a relationship with your immediate community helps with the aspect of unity. It helps with the aspect of economy. It helps with the aspect of mental health, especially safety, making sure that we're all taking care of each other, donating, borrowing, trading. All of this helps our economy. All of it does. There is one more aspect of our economy that most of us don't really think about, and that is actually our prison system. Our prison system is part of our economy. They have their own little economies. The inmates, they do get jobs. They do make an income, but it is a very minimal income, and most of them cannot afford their essentials. So one of the things that we are going to do to improve our economy from this aspect is make sure that our current inmates, at least as many of them as we can possibly rehabilitate, we're going to make sure that they have the education and job skills that they need and that they want to pursue to be able to function in our society without committing crimes and without ending up back in jail. Some people will not be able to complete that. Some people have, too severe of a mental disability and they need to be treated that way. Some people are too dangerous to be out in society, and so they would not be eligible. But those that we can rehabilitate, and I believe that we can rehabilitate a lot of them, they're going to help us get our economy back on track. By adding them to our economy, they are going to help us. They're going to be part of us. They're going to be part of our community. And when we do get these people back into our economy the way that they should be, contributing and living good lives, crime-free, making sure that they've got the skills that they need, that they can develop new skills if they need to, if they want to. Community building, unity, caring. This is really the essentials of the United States. It's the essentials of our doctrine for our nation. Being able to support each other, being able to be there for each other. Ensuring that we care for each other by respecting each other's freedoms, by respecting each other's rights. Making sure that we have the ecosystem, the economy to make our nation succeed, to stabilize us, to make sure that we have everything we need. All of it's essential. There's a lot of different ways we're going to do it, and hopefully you'll dig it. That's all I have for today. Thank you for your time. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and may our path lead to peace and prosperity.